Howdy folks, Bearded Appliance Repair here. Got a fridge for you, and every time you touch anything on the display, this is what you get. You get all these lights, and nothing's happening, nothing's cooling. I mean, you get lights and stuff on the inside, but I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, no fans are running, compressor's not running, this thing's pretty much not doing anything. Every time I've seen this, it has been the main PCB board here in the back, and that's actually what we're going to be replacing for you today. So if you guys have a display screen that looks like this, where it's not doing anything for you and it's just shining out all those lights whenever you hit one of them buttons, yeah, stay tuned. This video will show you how to do it. What you need is to get the right part. And down in the description, I will have a list of model numbers, and they're going to be in alphabetical order. There's two different boards it could be. I mean, if this is a Maytag, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, I'll link another video as well, because there's another model that looks similar to this, but the lights are blue, and there's actually a display screen and stuff. But there will be another video linked below with a similar, well, same problem, different model. It just looks a little different. But anyways, it's the main board, 100%. It's behind that panel on the back end, so you got to pull this thing out. Take out those 4 1/4-inch screws. Get yourself a screwdriver, get that plastic piece off, and take out the new board, or the old board. 4 wire connections. You just press down one little clip or on your thumb to release it. You pull off those harnesses, and then there's just 2 clips holding the board in. But like I was saying, I will have a list in the description of all the model numbers that have these 2 boards, because there's 2 different ones you may need. If you are confused, or if you can't find it down in the description, whatever model you have, because there's a bunch of them, there's a bunch of different models, there's probably close to 50 different models, so you'll have to find it. But if you have any questions about it, I will have a phone number you guys can call if you want to make sure you get the right part, and we can actually get parts to you within a day or so, depending on where you're located and if we have them in stock anywhere. So yeah, just give us a call on that 800 number if you guys don't know what part it is, but again, I will have it listed in the description. So just look for that model number and then click the link out right next to it. They will be bunched up together, so I hope y'all can read it. But anyways, if you have any questions, call that number in there as well. We can help you out. But here is the new board. Whenever you're dealing with these new boards, you do want to ground yourself. You may have seen me already touch metal, and I'm probably about to do it here before I actually touch it. Yeah, I just touched the metal right there. You want to ground yourself before you touch this board. Static electricity can do some damage to these new boards, so yeah, just be careful. Make sure you ground yourself so you don't mess up any of these electronics. But getting the new board in, pretty much this opposite way you took it out. Get those clips back into place. Get that board nice and secured, and then put the harnesses back on. After we put these harnesses on, we will, button this up and everything, put the panel and everything back on. But after that, we're not done. We have to program it, and we'll show you how to program it too. That's going to be coming up here in a second, but there's a series of buttons you have to hold and then release. And the first time I do it, it's going to be normal speed, and then the second time I do it, let's slow it down for you guys so you guys can actually see what I was doing. But I actually stopped the video when I was doing this and looked at the other video I was talking about on how to program it. So if you have a similar model but you're not using the right buttons, check out that link below for that other video, and that may actually give you the right programming sequence to get this thing programmed. So yeah, we're gonna get this guy back on here. Then we're gonna go ahead and program it. I'll start off by saying you need to look at the model serial tag, because there's a code on there that tells this board all the features and stuff it has. So you need to input that code so that board knows what fridge that it's in. So there's only 2 boards for these models, okay? And all you got to do is just program it correctly, and then it'll work like it's supposed to. That's a beautiful thing about one part for a bunch of different fridges, is you can actually keep some of this stuff in stock. But anyways, there's the code. You see the code, and then 2020, that's our code. Could be anything from 1814 or 1214. You need that code to be able to program it. But you hold door alarm, and then you go freezer down, then you let go of door alarm, and you keep holding it until you see that PE, then you hit freezer temp down again, and it'll enter the programming mode. And then freezer up will change what number you're actually changing, because you might be able to see that little dot, and that just tells you, okay, we are on that number, so we're gonna do it. But anyways, here's a slow down version. Hold door alarm, keep holding it, then you go over to freezer down, then you let go of door alarm, and you hold freezer down. It'll start blinking. You hit freezer down once more. You see that little dot right underneath that one. I'm gonna change that to 2 by using the refrigerator up and down buttons. Gonna make sure we're putting in the right code. You don't want to put in the wrong code, so make sure you put in the right one. And then freezer up changes it to the next number, because you'll see that little dot move. So now it's on the 3rd. We're gonna change that to 2. And then, okay, that's it. So once we have the code, we hold freezer down, and that'll save it. That'll save the programming. And a lot of times after you save this code, everything fires up. Compressor starts running, fans running, pretty much like a normal machine. But your display normally is supposed to look like this. You're supposed to have, the freezer temp and the refrigerator temp, and you can see that's changed. And that blinking light that's shining on this video here, guys, do not worry about that. It's just the camera and the light. I didn't even notice that until I started looking at all this. But yeah, so just don't worry about that blinking light there. Like I was saying before, most of the time this compressor, condenser fan, all that starts off all by itself. Don't have to do anything. This time around, I noticed, okay, nothing's coming on. No condenser fan, no evaporator fans. So I'm here just trying to get everything running. So if you run into this, what I ended up doing was pretty much unplugging it for about 30 seconds, plugging it back in, and then everything started working. And you will actually see that here in a second, because nothing's running right now. Only thing that's changed so far is the display is working properly. So gonna plug it, unplugged it, fast forward all this, and gonna plug it in here, and I'm just gonna let y'all listen to the compressor. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that compressor running after you get that board in. If y'all are continuing to have issues, even if you try unplugging it and plugging it back in, you may need to get a new board. Like, I know it sounds redundant, but I have ran into these where I'd put in a new board, and that board happens to be bad because it wouldn't allow me to get into the programming sequence or something like that. So if you're having trouble with the first one, get a warranty on it from wherever you got it and get another one, because sometimes we get bad parts out of the box. But anyways, I'm just writing down the serial number here because this is a core. They charge me $60 extra if I don't give them this core back. And some places you go to do the same thing. But that's pretty much it on this one, guys. Refrigerator's good to go after replacing that board with the way that this display looks and everything. So, I mean, if this helps, give me a like, subscribe, and I appreciate y'all watching.